Hi, good day. It is Thursday, and that means it's my live. My name is Tanya Uester. I am coming from my page called Botanically, an alchemy of soothing botanic ingredients. And today we've got a really exciting new essential oil that has been released into our South African market by my favorite essential oil company. It's called lemon eucalyptus, and I actually imported my lemon eucalyptus several months ago already now from the UK because I was just so excited to have this oil. It's got an incredible amount of benefits. Some of them are really potent benefits, not necessarily just physical for the body, but there's some beautiful fragrance and insect repelling activities that I really wanted in this essential oil. And that's why I got it from the UK a couple of months ago already. So I'm really excited that it's been released into South Africa now. It's a limited time product. So basically what that means is obviously as soon as the stock runs out, it won't be available. So definitely a good idea if you can go and get your hands on it. If you do hear my cat meowing, unfortunately she's sitting right outside the door and she's now obviously wanting to come inside the door, which I can't do because I've got all the microphones like sort of attached to me, so the cables are going to be a disaster. So if you hear her, that's Wednesday Adams. Just say hello Wednesday Adams and then hopefully she'll stop meowing so loudly. So welcome today. Oh, I can see Betsy's just logged in. Welcome. I'm also live on my Insta IGTV page today. Hello Sonia, I can see you've just joined in. So just a reminder, if you want me to give you a shout out, go and put your name in the comments or go say hi or something, because then as the comments come up either on Instagram or on Facebook, as it starts moving up, I can see your name that you've joined in. So welcome today. To those of you that want to come and learn about lemon eucalyptus, one of the newest essential oils released into the South African market by my favorite company. So let's get started. I actually posted something earlier in the week, Science Monday, on Monday regarding possible usage as a biocontrol when looking at plants. There's obviously a lot of other ingredients that need to be added to lemon eucalyptus. I actually tested it, by the way. I always test everything. Researcher by nature, remember. So basically, I made a 3% solution just using the lemon eucalyptus and some of the other essential oils that I generally use in and around my garden. And obviously sprayed some weeds with it. Didn't do much, right? So there's obviously some other ingredients that they did not mention specifically in the preparation that they were talking about in that science article that I published on Monday that are probably going to be synergistically working with the lemon eucalyptus to give you the desired effect. But alas, there's so many other things that lemon eucalyptus is incredible for, despite just the fact that it actually smells really amazing. I have it going in my diffuser at the back there. Really good combination when you add lime and bergamot to it. Very uplifting, very energizing. So it's a really good essential oil to have around. Hello, Catherine. I can also see you've just logged in. Welcome. So let's get started. I can see the numbers are low today. Originally, I would have said thank you, government. But the government has decided that they will burn diesel today. So that I could have my live. Otherwise, I was going to have to burn my own diesel in my own generator just to get Wi-Fi. So thankful for that. My class this evening will be on generator so that I can have internet. For those of you that don't know what class I'm talking about, every Thursday evening I do a sort of introductory class to essential oils. So if you haven't seen one of those yet and you want to jump on that, it's on Zoom. You need to be invited. I need to send you a specific link and a passcode. Just put your name in the comments and say you want to do my 101 class. And then obviously I'll get that link to you as soon as possible. That's running on a Thursday evening, every Thursday evening mostly, at 7:15. There we go. So let's talk about this beautiful lemon eucalyptus oil. So the original reason I got it was for its insect repelling activity. And the reason for that is obviously I like diffusing essential oils, and I'd prefer to be putting a diffuser next to my bed at night with insect repelling oils in there instead of having to spray my entire room with poison under the bed or wherever it is that these mosquitoes hide just until you're almost asleep to come and zoom around your head and just really annoy the living heck out of you. So I like putting the essential oils in my diffuser, but I also have cats sleeping on my bed. So I'm always very cognizant of the fact that the oils I do put in my diffuser when I sleep need to actually be good for the cats as well, okay, so that they don't get, they don't struggle to metabolize it in a sense, because there definitely are oils that are safe for cats, but there definitely are oils that are not so safe. So always just get that in the back of my mind. And lemon eucalyptus is definitely one of those that we do need to watch out for, specifically for cats and dogs, because it's very high in chemical constituents, which is also present in the citronella plant. And obviously citronella is not so good for dogs and cats. So lemon eucalyptus is a little bit softer on their system, so it's probably a little bit better. So too is lemongrass. That's also a wonderful essential oil to put in a diffuser for insect repelling activities. That's not as toxic, I'd say, as some of the other plants. So yes, definitely one of the reasons why I got it. So we'll delve into some of the other reasons today why I actually got it in from the UK a couple of months ago, and I didn't wait for it to just be released now in South Africa. I've just seen more people have logged in. So hello, Jerry. Welcome, welcome. So glad you could join today. Let's get the show on the road. So lemon eucalyptus is not lemon and eucalyptus put together. It's actually a specific tree. It's a specific species of a eucalyptus. And it's really beautiful because I think it combines a lot of aromatics, which makes it a very appealing oil. I'm not very fond of the smell of citronella, for example. It smells, I don't know, there's just something in it that just, it repels me as much as it repels the insects, okay? Hello Marley, hello Arista, hello. I'm glad there's so many more people joining in today, coming to learn about this beautiful plant. But I'm not a very good fan of citronella, so I am always on the lookout for other oils that have similar benefits, but that don't necessarily have that very pungent citronella flavor. Definitely present in the lemon eucalyptus because of the chemical constituents that are in there, obviously, but there's a lot of other lemony sort of fragrances coming from it, which makes it a lot more appealing. So I like it. So lemon eucalyptus, obviously Australia, that's where it's natively coming from. My favorite oil, or my favorite essential oil companies, is lemon eucalyptus actually is sourced from Kenya. Kenya is a country where the soil conditions and the climate is actually really good to grow a lot of these plants. So a lot of our essential oils actually come from Kenya itself. Hello Alka, all the way from the Netherlands. I am so glad you could join me today to learn about lemon eucalyptus. I think today is going to be good for you because it's a really good skin oil, by the way. And I know that's the thing that you are really involved in and that you love so much. So basically the lemon eucalyptus is not a citrus, so it's similar to what we could say maybe lemon myrtle, which has got like a lemony sherbet kind of fragrance to it, and even lemongrass. There's a lot of lemongrass reminiscences of lemongrass in there. So it's not lemon, it's not a citrus, but it's got that lemony citrus kind of fragrance to it. I can also see that Catherine's just logged in. Welcome, welcome. Hello Marlies. Yes, I'm seeing you're on as well. Hello Sarah. Is it Sarah Elizabeth Medhurst or is it Sarah? I don't know. Either one of those. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you on today. So it's a very refreshing scent. It's uplifting, it's energizing. It's just one of those ones that you do want to smell, unlike citronella in my opinion. I know there's people that like citronella. Great for you. Good for you and the non-mosquitoes, but I like the alternatives. So lemon eucalyptus is a really good one if you need a replacement in that kind of scenario. And the main chemical constituents obviously that give it the fragrance and the repelling activity is citronellol and citronellol. And they are generally chemical constituents that are really good for cleaning. So this is where the skin and the surfaces and all kinds of those things come around, where this lemon eucalyptus is actually a very powerful essential oil to have in and around the home, not only for good skincare and skin cleansing properties, but also in cleansing your home. So let's just throw this in right at the start of the talk today. Did you know that you could put lemon eucalyptus, I'd say 1 or 2 drops into the toilet bowl before you go and make a stinky poo? So for anyone that makes a stinky poo quite regularly, get some lemon eucalyptus because it actually masks the odor really well. So this is also definitely one of those that you can put in your low toxin air fresheners at home. You know, when you make a glass bottle with some lemon eucalyptus. I love adding On Guard and Citrus Bliss to mine, but I think this is definitely one to add in there because it masks odor so well. All right, so all you need is the essential oils in some filtered purified water, and then obviously just always shake the bottle really well before you do the air spritzer thing. So if you've got that air freshener spray, very low toxin, no dangerous things for your nose, obviously you can just give one of those spritzers into the toilet before you go and make a stinky poo, and then you'll save the rest of your family, which is a really good thing. So lemon eucalyptus is really good for that. But it's also got incredibly antifungal properties. So very good for cleaning, and we'll get into the antifungal in a second because there's a lot of uses for the human body physically, specifically when we start looking at the antifungal properties. So let's get into the interesting part about this whole insect repelling activity. So if you think about it, the Aborigines have been using, obviously, eucalyptus trees. It's native to Australia for a very long time. And it's actually quite interesting that in Algiers, they actually transplanted, or they took some eucalyptus and they started growing these big plantations of eucalyptus in the Algiers, where they obviously have a lot of issues with mosquitoes. So swampy region, that's where the mosquitoes brew, but also a lot of malaria. Now, malaria is still one of those diseases that's, it's quite a dangerous one in the world. So definitely something that you don't necessarily want to catch. So they actually planted these very huge plantations of eucalyptus in the Algiers, because remember, they drink a lot of water. We know that in South Africa they drink a lot of our water too. So that takes away the swampiness, which makes less breeding ground for the mosquitoes, number one. But guess what? The chemical constituents being exhaled by the leaves, the fragrance, in other words, is also an incredible insect repelling for the mosquitoes. So double whammy there on when they actually went and planted all these eucalyptus trees in Algiers, brought the malaria levels right down, which is really amazing. There's also an interesting fact of this chemical called PMD. Now, PMD is not a synthesized thing. You can synthesize it in the lab, obviously. That's how they make most of our pharmaceuticals, is they go and isolate the chemical from a plant, and then they go and produce it in the lab. But PMD is very good at repelling insects, and this is definitely very appropriate in area where there are malaria, in areas where there is malaria. But PMD is sort of it's a heavier molecule, all right? So the viscosity is not the real word. A vapor density, I'd say, is too high to be part of the essential oil. So even though it's part of the leaves, and when you're going to do steam distillation to produce the essential oil from the lemon eucalyptus, I think the density is a little bit too high. So the concentration specifically of this PMD is not high in the essential oil, which has got the really good insect repelling activity in it. It's still there, it's still present, but at a low concentration. And they actually find that the rests, in other words, the waste that is produced when you're producing the essential oil, that stuff that is remaining, that is actually incredible, and it actually acts as an insect repellent for hours and hours. Now, there's a lot of preparations in the world that actually use that PMD. I'm going to give you the big name quickly. The chemical constituents called para-menthane 3,8-diol. Citradiol is one of those sort of trademark names, which is that molecule. And it's in a lot of preparations, but what scares me is, yes, it's DEET free, which is really cool, but then they say 70%, for example. So active components of the PMD is 30% of what's in there, and then 70% other ingredients. That's actually what the label says. That freaks me out, because I want to know what's in there. What is in the other ingredients? Have you now gone and taken a completely natural, safe product and made it unsafe for humans because you're not willing to disclose what the other 70% of the ingredients are? Avid label reader here. Yes. So even though it's natural, it might not be good. It might be, well, I don't know what's the other 70%. But the important fact here is to understand that lemon eucalyptus is really, really good. So even if you're getting a very small percentage of that PMD in the essential oil, it just means you're going to have to reapply quite often, right? So aromatic molecules from essential oils, that's what they are. They diffuse into the air really quickly. And that's why you can apply it often, because obviously the sticking power is not there. So always dilute with the carrier oil on the skin, because it's going to capture the aromatic molecule and it's going to keep it on the skin for longer, which is going to make it's also going to make the fragrance last longer for that insect repelling activity. But you are definitely going to have to reapply every 2 hours or so. All right, but it's a really beautiful essential oil specifically for that, and it is incredibly effective against mosquitoes. Okay, so there we go. That's the number one reason why I brought it in from the UK before it was available in South Africa. And I think the other beautiful thing about lemon eucalyptus is the incredible antifungal power that it has. There's been quite a lot of scientific research performed on specifically Candida albicans. And yes, we all have Candida, but I think it only becomes a problem when there's an overgrowth and your microbiome becomes unbalanced, whether it's on the skin or inside your body. And obviously there's a lot of medications available. A lot of people tend to suffer when they use the medication. For me, I have friends that have been using it for years and years and years, and the infections never really go away. And I think it's probably because they're not addressing the root cause. So we've always got to think what causes the Candida overgrowth in the first place, and that's going to be the stuff you eat. So it's sugars, gluten is a bad one. What else? Dairy. Dairy really feeds Candida. Candida loves dairy. So if your diet is high in all of those things, you are probably going to have an overgrowth at some stage, especially when your immune system goes down slightly. So then we can start using essential oils to support. So lemon eucalyptus is not an internal oil, please. It should not be used internally. Even if you've got a brand that usually has food safe oils, lemon eucalyptus is not one of those. Definitely only for aromatic and for applying it topically. But I think the scientific research is really cool because what it actually does, the chemical constituents in the lemon eucalyptus oil, I'm going to just read here. They've got a sort of a dual anti-candidal action, right? So it's membrane disruptive, and it actually causes oxidative damage in the yeast, which is really nice when you are starting to support your body the natural way and supporting your immune system to actually take care. Please just remember that you're going to have to change your diet. We can mask symptoms, I guess, with medications, and we can use essential oils symptomatically to sort of support the body. But I think the important thing is here, you've always got to start moving towards a holistic approach. So look at your diet. If you are someone that suffers from these fungal infections quite often, probably it's going to be diet related. So definitely start thinking about swapping certain things out to not feed those fungal species. Another thing is also that it prevents that morphogenic switching between the virulent or the shall we call the danger causing side of the fungus. All right, so also it causes disruptions in the membrane and adherence. So here bioform is quite an important thing when we look at these fungal infections, and when they cannot attach, in other words, when the bioform sort of adherence properties have been destroyed, then obviously you're also going to be supporting the body the natural way to get rid of the overgrowth in a sense. So how you would use lemon eucalyptus in an instance like that to support the body is clove and tea tree are also really good oils for that, by the way. So you can just take 1 drop of tea tree, 1 drop of lemon eucalyptus, and 1 drop of clove. Now, clove is a hot oil. And lemon eucalyptus is a cooling oil, but that is not going to cancel each other out. Both of those, please, need to be diluted with carrier oil, and then you can apply it to your tummy area, I'd say between 3 to 6 times a day. Yes, that's a lot. But do remember that essential oils, half-life is very short. They get used by the body very quickly because the body knows what to do with them, get metabolized by the liver, and then you secrete whatever is left out of your body. So you can apply it very often. Okay. Just make sure that you're diluting so that you don't oversensitize the skin. So if this is something that you suffer from regularly, definitely a real lemon eucalyptus over time applied to the abdomen area or wherever you're having the problem is definitely going to benefit from using the lemon eucalyptus essential oil. All right, so that's the other really important one. So let's look at some of the other top uses, which are probably less known for lemon eucalyptus, because obviously the first one is insect repelling. It doesn't kill them, it just makes them go away, and then obviously the fungal infection. So other top uses could be, for example, when you've got achy and discomfort in your joints and your muscles. There's actually I actually found I need to read this as well. There's a lot of massage therapists that use lemon eucalyptus very frequently, and the reason for that is it's got a cooling sensation. So if you have ever experienced Tiger Balm, that sort of like icy cooly feeling that you get from Tiger Balm, very similar properties to what lemon eucalyptus is, by the way. So that's why a lot of massage therapists love using lemon eucalyptus, because not only is it really cleansing to the skin, really beautiful antifungal properties, it's also really cooling to discomfort in the joints and the muscles. So that's really cool. So probably not one of the top uses, but I think it should be a top use, because obviously a lot of us, when you do have a additional inflammation because a certain area in your body has to heal, obviously you can just help that cooling action with the lemon eucalyptus, which is quite exciting. Then also very good for respiratory health because it's a decongestant. So when you've got it in your diffuser, not only are you going to be helping your respiratory tract, you're going to be taking care of the mosquitoes at the same time. So that's really exciting that you're getting the double whammy there. I can also see Hillary is just logged in. Welcome, welcome. First time. So if you've missed the beginning part, always remember you can go and watch the replay either on my YouTube channel or in the feed on my Instagram, IGTV, or my Facebook page called Botanicamy. So just go back there and watch the replay if you want to see the start again. So very good respiratory, but also incredible for surface cleansing and disinfecting. All right, so that's a biggie. I mean, the Aborigines have been using eucalyptus forever for the antiseptic properties. So this is a really good one to have in the home. And now you can hear in the diffuser, good for respiratory tract and for the mosquitoes, but also to cleanse surfaces. So when you're making a low toxin cleansing sort of spray, vinegar, for example, with some water and then lemon eucalyptus, really good one to have around. Just spray the surfaces and it's going to have really good cleansing power because of the chemical constituents that are in there, but at the same time antiseptic. So really, really good essential oil to have around. So there's quite a lot of information about lemon eucalyptus, specifically online in research articles, I guess because of the very potent antifungal properties, as well as the insect or the mosquito repelling activities, because malaria is such a big thing in the world. So go and do some research and go and read some of those things. There's actually quite a lot of amazing information, which really excites me when I go online and I see so much research being done on essential oils. So because it's disinfecting, it's also going to be really good, for example, if you've got a lot of, sort of cuts and things on your hands. Over the weekend, for example, I was trimming back some of my plants. It was new moon. And over new moon, remember, you shouldn't be planting any seeds because all there's no growth. It's time to rest. So if you're following a biodynamic moon calendar, for example, it's not a good time to plant. Most of the water is down in the roots. There's nothing in the leaves. So if you also are going to, it's a good time to trim so that you don't damage the plant, because if they're actively growing, and you trim it, then obviously you stunt the growth. Whereas if you actually are trimming off some of the branches and things during new moon, it's a good time to do that. So I was doing a lot of that over the weekend, and then sometimes I get lazy and I don't put on my gloves on my fingers, and I've got all these little cuts and things everywhere because a lot of my vegetables have those little thorny things on them. So then lemon eucalyptus is a good thing, because obviously it's going to help you in the garden with the insect repelling activities while you're working in the garden, but at the same time really antiseptic for your hands and really good for those little cuts and scrapes that you do get when you are doing a little bit of gardening without the gloves. So top tips, this essential oil is a really beautiful oil. I think it's one that we need to use in the home a lot more regularly. It's not a very expensive oil either, so it won't break your heart or the bank if you're going to be cleaning and doing things around the home with this essential oil. So yes, get some. I think it's going to probably sell out soon, specifically from my favorite brand. I'm not sure how many other brands already have lemon eucalyptus in the country, but it's definitely one of those that you want in your stash. So please go and get some of that. If you want to get some of mine, obviously let me know in the comments. I can hook you up with some lemon eucalyptus, specifically before month end, because I think it's only a special that's running now. And when the stock runs out, it's out. And then it's gone. And then we'll have to import from the UK again, which is very expensive. So definitely go and get some lemon eucalyptus. Tell me what you think it smells like. I think it's really beautiful because it masks the citronella with that very lemony, sort of refreshing fragrance. And if I can give you a very nice diffuser blend to maybe give a try, I just want to quickly go back into my one favorite book over there. So you can add that to your refreshing room spray for your bathroom for the stinky poo people, or even put it in your diffuser. It's going to have the same effect, right? So definitely a good deodorizer. And then you can mix, for example, let me just quickly get to the lime, bergamot, and lemon eucalyptus. All right, so definitely those 3 essential oils together smell really, really, really fragrant, and purifying. It's a really, really clean smell. All right, and if I can just move a little bit onto the emotional side before we cleanse, close the session, cleanse the session, because it's such a cleaning oil. Lemon eucalyptus is very restoring. So it brings optimism and an optimistic concentration. So if you're struggling to focus because you're maybe a little bit distracted because there's things that are worrying you, then definitely put some lemon eucalyptus in the diffuser, because it's also going to move you from feeling a little bit concealed and closed off to revealing and a little bit more open to the world and a little bit more receptive. All right, so on the emotional side, also a really beautiful essential oil. So thank you so much for joining today. Oh, I can see Beverly. You sneaked in right there on the end of IGTV. Luckily, I caught you. Welcome. Thank you for joining today as well. So I hope you learned a little bit extra about lemon eucalyptus today. I'll catch you again all next week, Thursday, load shedding permitting, for my next essential oil. I might have mentioned it today as a sneak peek. I don't know. If there are any essential oils that you would like me to do a session on that I haven't yet talked about, how do you know what I've talked about? Go and check on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist which is called the Singles series, and there's also one for Facebook Lives. But go to the Singles series, and in there you'll see all the ones that I've talked about, and go and watch them. And if there's something that you want to hear about that's not in there, always just come back to me and let me know so I can build it into the sequence of all the lives. So thank you so much. I can see all the thank yous coming through. My absolute pleasure. Really love teaching about the oils, and today was fun for me because it's an oil that I've had for a while, and then I learned some extra nifty tricks today when I started going through some of the research. Really go and do yourselves a favor and go look online. Oh my word, my eyes were like wide this morning when I saw how much good research there is actually available about this lemon eucalyptus oil. So catch you all again next week. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.